3 Alabama by 20 points as we're set to start the third quarter. Brad Nessler with Gary Danielson. I never thought I'd ever say that. Almost perfect half for the offense of LSU. Not so much for Alabama.
All right, number one, LSU's got to finish at number one, okay? Number two, Alabama, even if they don't win, is playing to stay in the playoff discussion.
Right.
They've got to come back and make this a game or they'll be out.
Well, they got a long ways to come back from, that's for sure. And LSU gets the ball to start the third quarter on the kick. And fair catch taken by Edwards-Helaire, so they bring it out to the 25. We want to take you back to a controversial play right before the end of the half. The catch by Thaddeus Moss, the tight end, down around the 1-yard line.
It was huge. Gene, you want to try to explain what happened here?
Yes, I will, guys. And I spoke with Steve Shaw at halftime. There was a bit of this information we did not get from John McDade when he made the original announcement prior to reviewing. And that is that the ruling on the field and the covering official ruled that the receiver was pushed out of bounds by contact with the defense. That is not a reviewable aspect of the play, and it took away the illegal touching that we were alluding to because we didn't have that information prior to review.
And that might be a face mask right there on a 3-yard run by Burrow. He just straightens his helmet out and gets back up. So Steve Shaw, the head of officials for the SEC, with Gene Steratore, our official in New York, and pretty much tried to straighten that out for you. We just didn't have the information. They could have passed that along to us a little better.
A lot happened after that, too.
Yeah. Another touchdown.
Yeah, two of them.
Two of them, that's right. Opening series third quarter for LSU. Edwards-Helaire, a little jump stop in the hole and got almost her first down as we check in with Jamie.
Oh, it was a perfect moment. One of the players for LSU came out of the locker room, looked at a coach and said, this is what adrenaline feels like. And that's exactly what Ed Orgeron said coming out of the locker room. He told me this is where the line is drawn, but it's a 60-minute game. I asked him if aggressively, 1 to 10, how are you calling this game? He said 10 plus, and we're not taking our foot off the gas pedal.
It's just what Gary was talking about before halftime, the way they're playing offense right now. Number 9, and his offensive coordinator, Steve Emsinger company, still applying the gas here in the opening series of the third.
Well, they know how dangerous the Alabama offense can be if they get on a roll, so they got to continue to score.
Play action for Burrow. Steps around the rush. Now he'll get what he can and get out of bounds.
You know, for trends right here, the world just changed. How about that?
Oh, man. Completed his first 13. An off half for Tua Tagovailoa coming off the injury, a fumble, and an interception. 26 points in the last 4 games against Alabama that Gary did, and 33 right now. Second down and 5. Edwards-Helaire, big opening. Inside the 40, still going.
Tell me you wouldn't want this guy on your football team.
I'm not going to tell you that.
He is a lead back. He is a running back. He's picking up blitzes. He's a mismatch in the secondary. He's what every NFL team is looking for now. And not bad in college either.
The Alvin Kamara type of thing.
Yes, he is.
And you mentioned Darren Sproles earlier. And because of his size, that's who he kind of reminds me of, because he's not the biggest dude, 5'8".
He's thick, though.
Yeah, he's put together.
It doesn't matter how tall you are at running back.
Sometimes it helps you. You can't find him. At the 36-yard line, immediately here in the opening moments of the third quarter, LSU threatening again. Burrow. Here comes Jennings, who's got 2 sacks already. Lewis joins him, knocks him out of bounds, and Burrow throws it out of bounds. Those are the 2 guys we highlighted on the defense for Alabama to have to bring the heat to number 9, and they did, combining on that one, which forces second down and 10. Intercepted by Lewis. Xavier McKinney knocked the ball out of his hand.
You got to get to the quarterback. Xavier McKinney hiding right here is the guy who actually comes and makes the hit. Blind side, oh, no help from Charles. Left tackle Sadiq Charles does not get the block. No way. Joe Burrow doesn't read that as a hot because he has a tackle on that man. Charles does not get out there quick enough. It's actually, is it a fumble or interception, whatever.
They called it an interception.
It's Alabama ball.
And Joe Burrow had to make the tackle. So McKinney with the hit. Lewis, who we just said is an impact player, with the interception. And Alabama on offense, the 42-yard line. Down the middle, and a misfire intended for Henry Ruggs.
Well, you've got all that talent to the wide side of the field here, but the ball just looked like it was catchable. But Ruggs, I don't know if he lost it, was behind him, or what. But from that angle, I thought he was going to catch it all the way. All of a sudden, it's incomplete.
So many games we've had of Tua Tagovailoa, the ball seems to never touch the ground, and that's not the case today. 11 out of 20. Judy in motion behind him. It's Najee Harris following his blockers, and somehow bounced off of Patrick Queen, and he might have a first down.
Well, I'll tell you how somehow he bounced off of Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen runs it down. He's their fastest linebacker, but he tries to go for a knockout hit and doesn't bring his arms. Tackle him, don't hit him. And that's what got Najee, a big man, to break that tackle.
Third down and inches. Harris again, and now he's dropped. Caleb on Chason was there in the backfield in a moment.
I'll tell you, Nick Saban's got a decision here right now. The score 33-13. Does he go for it on fourth down? Does he give the ball back to LSU? Coming off the edge, Chason comes right off the pulling tackle, makes the play in the backfield, and looks like lining up for a punt. LSU will keep their defense on the field.
Stingley stands back at the 10, awaiting what we assume is going to be a P-Ryan punt. And it is. And it's going to make the end zone. Touchback. And we'll be back. Resounding win today to go to 5-2. Georgia's got a date with Missouri coming up in a couple of hours, or maybe an hour.
I really feel that the offense is helping the mojo, the LSU offense helping the mojo of the LSU defense. A 3 and out at a critical part of the game. They believe.
They sure do. Long way to go, but a 20-point lead to play with.
This Alabama defense got a turnover. Let's see if that sparks them now.
First down at the 20. Burrow in the shotgun. Set to throw again. Joe goes over the middle to Edwards-Helaire with a spin, and another first down.
One of the biggest fears Nick Saban had in this game was Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting inside his linebackers. And that's exactly what happened that time. He got inside of Terrell Lewis. He said, it's okay if we push him wide, but if he gets inside, he can gash us.
Got 5 catches already. Had a career high in receiving yards last time we had him, on 7 catches. Now he's got number 6. And he takes number 7 with him out of bounds.
And here's the part of the game, okay? In the modern football in the SEC, it's not downhill rushing yards, it's combined. And so far in this game, Edwards-Helaire is over 100 yards combined, rushing and receiving.
So he's got a new career high in receiving yards with those 59 on 6 catches, including his first career touchdown. Here he is on the ground. Couple yards that time, short gain before he's brought down by Nasika. Take a look at Joe Burrow timeline. Great basketball player as well. Ohio, Mr. Football, went to Ohio State. Backed up T.J. Barrett, and then he thought he had the job won in spring, but he broke his thumb as the third-string quarterback Dwayne Haskins takes over. Named the starter after the spring game. Joe transfers to LSU in May of 18, and now he is a bona fide Heisman Trophy candidate.
Yeah, I would say right now it's his to lose.
It's Jennings that's down. That would be a big loss for Alabama defensively. Hallucinated, by the way. Our aerial coverage not quite as noisy as the helicopter. Sponsored by State Farm. Our blimp over Bryant Denny Stadium. As nighttime settles in, the moon shines bright, and man, LSU has been shining since the opening kickoff today here in Tuscaloosa. Second down and 7 at the 48. Burrow in trouble, got away from Lewis, still looking to throw, and incomplete, intended for Terrace Marshall.
It's a great play by Burrow to get away from that sack. Let's go back one play. Anthony Jennings gets hurt on the play. He engages with Charles on the bottom of the screen. It's his left knee. I don't know if he spat. It was right there when he stuck his foot in the ground and Charles put his weight on him. That's when I think he tweaked it.
Alabama desperately needs a stop right here. 3rd and 7. Empty backfield.
Interesting. Diggs is out there this time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Who's up on the top of your screen. Extra heat coming on Burrow, and it got to him, but he got away again. Throws complete. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Edwards-Helaire, and he's close to a first down.
That's right. Are you kidding me? I mean, this was a free run. Maiden has him. Spins off of him and then finds the smallest guy in the field. Talk about keeping your wits about you.
4th and 1. Timeout LSU. Got to think about this one a little bit.
Yeah, there's a difference between aggressive and reckless. And do you go for it here and give Alabama hope? Or you punt them down there? So I wonder, did Coach O take a timeout there for a review, or is he going to get his timeout back?
Reviewing the spots. That's what's under review. You see Edwards-Helaire there on the catch on the sideline, and then spinning and trying to reach out and out of Trayvon Diggs' grasp.
That's a tall reach for him.
If he's 6'2", it's an easier reach.
Exactly. Najee Harris gets that one. He was laying on an Alabama player, though, when he reached out. It's going to be very close. If you watch this very carefully, he doesn't touch the ground. To me, it looks like he's on top of an Alabama defender. And then he reaches out close to that line.
I think he might have a first down. I can't believe that. It looked like he was on top, or his legs were on top of Trayvon Diggs when he rolled over. Ben Davis was coming in there too. And he's still on top of both guys.
But he doesn't get it to the line. And of course, the marker is just short of the line, I believe.
Wow, what an effort.
Well, and again, I wonder if Ed Orgeron is going to get his timeout back here. Because it's clearly going to be a decision very close.
The ruling on the field that the runner was stopped short of the line of the game stands. 4th down.
So,
and the top 4 against NC State, but right now it's Joe Burrow cementing his front runner status, guys.
You got that, brother. 8:21 remaining. Joe Burrow's been unbelievable today.
He has, but Johnny Manziel finished the game with a win. I think Joe Burrow has to finish it.
This guy's not done yet either. But a bad spot to start at the 5-yard line. Najee Harris cuts it outside, got to the corner, got to the sideline, still going. Najee Harris, his biggest run of the day.
At the beginning of the year, the Alabama coaches were critical of Najee not hitting the holes, trying to bounce outside too much. He's doing it now exactly the way they want. I think Al Leatherwood that time, one of the 2 great tackles that Alabama has in this football game, got a key block on the play.
Najee 76 yards, 31 of it right there. Out to the 36. Play action, down to the low. Here comes Caleb on chase out. He just got to rip it to the sideline, and a flag down.
Sure was.
And Tua getting up gingerly. Neil Farrell is the guy that's down. Might have hit his own guy rushing the quarterback.
On the field is that the quarterback was able to get outside the pocket and throw a pass that was beyond the line of scrimmage, so there's no intentional grounding. However, personal foul, legal hands to the face, number 70 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I was wondering if he means number 90, Rashard Lawrence. Are they going to switch this? Yes, exactly, was Leatherwood.
Penalties half the distance to the goal line. First down.
You can see it in the middle of your screen right there. He had the number right, the color of the jersey wrong. Good call. They cleaned it up at the end of it. We're all looking on our boards right here, right? We're all looking like, well, I got no 70
on LSU. But there is on Alabama, and you saw the hands to the face on the on-rushing Caleb Chase who was putting the heat on Tua.
You think that Dave Aranda's defense hasn't answered the bell since the touchdown over Derek Stingley. Since then, the Alabama offense, Dave Aranda has held them to a 3-and-out, an interception. They kneeled down before the end of the half, and then another 3-and-out. And look where they are right now.
First and 25. Alabama continues to make it more and more difficult on themselves. Tagovailoa looks right, comes back left on a screen to Najee Harris with blockers in front. Najee down the sideline, bumped out, but he might have the first down after that first and 25. He got about 24 of it, I think.
For years and years and years, I thought that Alabama was one of the great screen teams in college football. You see Big Evan Neal out there getting one last block before Queen cleans up the play, but they made up a lot of yards there.
Got 23 of the 25.
I'm telling you, Tua, he's just due to get hot here. Doesn't it feel like it?
I just keep waiting for a slant pattern that goes for about 60 yards.
When's it going to happen?
Najee Harris. Oh, wow, what a move.
Look at that. That's a big man, too. And he's a great receiver. We've showed you already. He broke tackles when Grant Delpit tried to take him. Gets inside, follows Deontay Brown around the corner, and makes another positive play.
Najee gets into LSU territory. He'll get a breather as Brian Robinson comes in to the tied backfield.
I know it's 33-13, but Alabama has to stick with being balanced here. Keep a little bit of run, throw the slants, be willing to make first downs when they need them.
Tagovailoa to throw, maybe. There's a crossing route, but Devontae Smith dropped one.
Yes, and Tua made a good throw, but he had to throw it off his back foot because he was getting pressure on the play. As we talked, Mac Jones warming up, he saw Tua start to limp around with his foot out there. He's got to be ready just in case.
Played against Arkansas as the starter and threw 3 touchdown passes when Tagovailoa was out with the injury. And there you see the right ankle.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's feeling a little bit more than he did in the first half right now. And that was the game plan for LSU. They thought as the game wore on, he would get weaker with that ankle.
He's all by his lonesome right now in the backfield. Back to throw. Steps up. Deep ball. Man there. Judy dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. And now Jerry Jeudy a little bit cramped up after stretching out all he could for that one.
Well, it's man-to-man cover. Kerry Vincent, number 5, is beat. Jeudy usually runs right with these and grabs the baton. That's a perfect throw. And Jeudy drops it.
And Kerry Vincent, the guy that was covering, is still down at the 5-yard line.
I don't know if there's a better deep thrower in college football than Tua when he's on and throwing those deep balls. Most of the time it feels like he's passing a baton in a track meet.
With Kerry Vincent down, we'll check out him and take a break. Doesn't drop many of those.
That's for sure. Now, one corner goes out of the game. Alabama counters by bringing in all 4 of their wide receivers.
You go right back to where Christian Fulton, Kerry Vincent should be playing?
That's where he would be playing right there. That's Cordell Flott.
Third down and 10. Tagovailoa looks left, looks right, goes middle, got his man in stride at the 30, and it's Henry Ruggs.
He did. He's limping more, but he's starting to get hot. He looked left. He looked right. And he finally came to the middle of the field. Watch, he wants to go to the left side. Stingley's got too good a coverage. He ends up coming all the way back to the square end to Ruggs.
22-yard pickup to Ruggs at the 6-minute mark. Alabama keeps its drive alive. Tagovailoa steps up down the middle, and he overshot open Jalen Waddle.
He's in the slot. He's matched up inside.
He just sailed one.
He did.
You know, a lot of people have said, Gary, because of the ankle that he has, it's not his plant foot, but he's a left-handed quarterback, and when he follows through, he's put a lot of torque on that leg, isn't he?
He does, especially when he's moving. When he's able to set there, it doesn't seem to be a bother. But that one, he was moving and didn't get over the top on it.
Najee Harris pushes his blocker to get him out of the way and got to the 20.
Big man can move, can he? He's bouncing and running. When we talked to Dave Aranda, he said, you know, when we watch the tape, Najee is running like the guy we recruited.
Yeah.
5-star player, we wanted him, and now he looks like the guy everybody wanted.
Alabama in the red zone, trailing by 20 with a first down. Just outside the 19. Beg your pardon, third down.
Got to think 4-down territory here if you're calling plays for Alabama.
Najee Harris again, looking for a place to hide. Cuts back in the middle. He's got it.
All on him.
To the 15.
Give that one to a smart runner, a patient runner, and a skilled runner. He's kind of a 2-in-1 back. He's a load, but he's shifty at the same time.
Exactly. Got a man down for LSU that's drawing boos right now from the crowd here. Glenn Logan, a 300-pound junior defensive end, is on a knee.
There's a very high bar in our games for guys if they're taking dives, right? I mean, we've seen a lot of them. We can judge them.
Yeah. We had a pretty bad one in the Notre Dame-Georgia game.
We did. We've had a few bad ones. Let's see if we see this one.
Oh, that's an ankle right there.
Yeah, kind of twisted his ankle. I think that's a little bit more than being tired this time.
Yep. Score game. Still a lot of football left. Najee Harris, sensational on most of that 95 yards. Edwards-Helaire fields the kick with a fair catch, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now we're going to do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot. Gary?
Well, Brad just told you about a sensational drive by Najee Harris. Prior to that, the other running back was showing sensation with his ability to cut, work off tackles, get the short yardage touchdown, and come out of the backfield on a beautifully designed play right before the end of the half. These two running backs look so different in stature, but producing big time.
The other LSU tailback, Davis Price, on the carry.
Just remember back in 2015, I had that picture of Leonard Fournette coming into this game, a Heisman contender, and he got nothing, and how frustrated he was in this game.
2nd and 8. Moss, the tight end, the fourth receiver, out wide to the right. Joe Burrow trying to be heard right now. Calmly throws it across the middle on the fly to Terrace Marshall.
There's those passes. Alabama knows it. LSU throws 3 out of 4 of their passes what they call the 10-to-2 area on the clock. From 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's where they like to attack, in between the numbers on this field.
He threw that one about 130. Burrow looking for more. That is a noon ball, and that is overshot. Intended for Justin Jefferson. Haven't been many miscues today from Joe Burrow's right arm.
I just have the feeling, though, that LSU is going to have to score again. They cannot be shut out in the second half and expect to beat Alabama.
Second and 10. Can Lewis and Jennings get home to Burrow? 24 and 33. They're both standing up right now, but they're both going to be coming. Oh, one drops. Burrow throws it out in the flat to Davis Price. Open field tackle's a good one by Trayvon Diggs. And it's third down.
One of those exotic looks from this Alabama defense. Looks like 4 are coming. They bring in extra safety, and they drop one of the linebackers.
Big third down. Both ways. Burrow hit as he throws. Lofted it too high for Jamar Chase, incomplete. Christian Barmore got a little bit of heat on Burrow.
Absolutely. Big number 58 put the pressure in. Burrow had to throw it just a little bit before he wanted a whiff up front, and that allowed the pressure and Burrow to the miss.
And wise of Barmore to get the hit on the quarterback, but not drill him. Kind of backed off once he hit it.
That's
so no
those
penalty.
rules. Over a couple years, they start to take effect. That's the safety that the officials of college football are trying to institute in the game.
That's a one-hopper that Ben Rosenberg took off the turf to get the kick away. Waddle with the fair catch. Does so in traffic around the 21-yard line. Next Saturday, it's an SEC on CBS doubleheader. Starting at noon Eastern, 10th-ranked Florida makes a visit to Missouri, followed by a huge matchup. Number 6 Georgia, number 11 Auburn. The SEC on CBS. Hope you join us from the Plains next week. Jamie Erdahl.
Well, for the first time this game, an extended conversation Tua had with some of the medical staff on this team for the remainder of that defensive series as the rest of the bench got fired up. He kept his helmet on in the offensive meeting room with his eyes down. It was an interesting body language from him.
Oh, he's limping more now than he has in any part of the game, but he's also hitting some passes.
The knee or the ankle's getting colder, the arm's getting hotter, and this guy's on fire. Najee Harris. Number 22 trying to take the team on his shoulders right now.
And he is. Watch Deontay Brown come out, get a great block, a good positioning block right there. Jared Willis had nobody to block on the play. Deontay Brown on the reach block gets to the corner.
Steve Sarkisian, the offensive coordinator, earlier this year told us at one point Najee was thinking too much. He had lost his stinger.
Yes.
Well, he's stinging right now. First down at the 36. Tagovailoa looks out in the flat, comes across to Najee, who dropped that one, and is probably lucky he did.
You know, just because of the feel, you just kind of remember things. In that national title game, Alabama trailed 20-7 in the third quarter to Georgia. Came back to win that game. So I feel that there's no way LSU gets out of this game getting shut out in the second half. Alabama, last 3 drives, have pitched shutouts.
And of course, number 13 is a guy that in the second half won that game for him.
And of course, in that SEC title game, Jalen Hurts brought the team back. Remember that? Jeez.
Play action. Tagovailoa down the middle. Judy looking for a flag.
You got one.
Got one.
What a battle. Fulton against Judy. Oh, boy. I don't know.
Against an eligible receiver, this is a 10-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Little hand fighting there. Judy's warming up those gloves.
Yes,
He's got a drop there, and he says, not again, not again.
Not dropping another one. The Bolitnikoff Award winner from a year ago. I asked him, where's that Bolitnikoff Award? He said, Mom's got it. I said, where? In the living room.
Alabama brings out another tackle on the field. This is when they like to run their play-action passes.
First down at the 46. Tagovailoa loads, goes deep, far sideline. Devontae Smith got it.
Yep, they bring in an extra lineman, and they go deep. You're in good phase, but Deontay Smith is seeing the ball, and Stingley is not until the last second. Smith goes up and grabs it.
Hey, remember what we said that Judy told us? Smitty catches everything. He dropped one today, but he didn't drop that one. 32-yard pickup.
Tua's finding his game here. His ankle may be more sore, but he's finding his game.
Under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Alabama has more than doubled LSU in total offense in the second half. Najee Harris got to the next level. Down to the 12.
Well, Landon Dickerson that time, the center. He had one bad play early, but watch him on this one. The big guy in the middle. Boom, turns it and stays with it. That's what the crease is made.
2nd and 1. Under center. Tua Tagovailoa gives it off to Harris, who loses a couple. Big 3rd down, but it's probably 2-down territory anyway for Nick Saban and the Tide offense. Third down passing today for Tua. 3 first downs of the 4 completions. Will they throw it here or give it to Najee Harris? We're about to find out.
They've established both now. No way LSU knows what they're going to do. You got to guess past them. LSU going to blitz? They do.
It's Najee Harris. Wow, they're pushing the pile, but
nope, they stopped him short.
It's 4th down.
Well, Nick Saban's going to have the 4th quarter decision to make.
This 4th down and about the length of the football.
You don't score in this game, the other guy catches up.
And if you've ever in your life thought about doing something now instead of watching the 4th quarter, reconsider.
Yes.
33-20 into 3. We'll return to Tuscaloosa right after this message and a word from your local station.